Welcome to another episode of Quickie YouTube. Today we're going to replace HGTV with stuff on YouTube. What's really interesting to me is that you can watch renovations in different countries, sort of learn building practices, building standards in other countries. You can watch people bringing ruins back to life. Old stone ruins, 500 years old in Italy, brought back to life by today's renovators. Fascinating stuff. Join me. Okay, so today we're actually looking at my computer screen instead of the television screen, just so that you can see the slight differences. And we're talking about subscriptions. And as we said before, if you subscribe to channels and like videos, they will send you, the algorithm will send you more of the things that they have determined that you like. So for today, we're talking about home renovations or home construction. And we're going to look at some things that are in my subscription list. Okay, so we're just going to start at the top and go down. The first one here is Banerjee Home and Garden. Banerjee Home and Garden, I believe, is sort of a British HGTV. Turning trash into treasure. These are very, very mainstream television-y kind of shows. Okay? So if you like HGTV, definitely check out Banerjee Home and Garden. Continuing along in my list. Okay. Life by Living. I love these kids, Ricky and Victoria. They're British. I think they're 32, 35, something like that. They were both, they both had digital jobs, and they decided that they wanted to get out of the rat race, and especially they were doing it just after the Brexit time frame when a lot of Brits were leaving. And so they looked around and they decided they wanted to go to Portugal. So they have purchased, I'm going to say, a large piece of land in Portugal. It has 2 stone buildings and maybe 80 olive trees. And it's fallen into disrepair. One of the houses is kind of sort of livable. So they're working through the process, and they have really great personalities, and I just laugh along with them. They're a lot of fun. So, Life by Living. Garage to Home. Garage to Home is a new channel. I can't remember where the guy is, but you'll see he's got this old garage, but it's in a neighborhood that has since been zoned as residential. And so anyone who purchased this building had to turn it into a house. And he's doing that by himself. He just started like last week. His videos are nice and short. So, if you start watching him, you can get in on the ground floor. Double entendre there, folks. Continuing along. Kazu House Renovation. Kazu House Renovation is in Japan. They do dubbing, so you don't have to read any subtitles. But it's a guy who's upgrading for clients. I don't think he's buying and flipping. He's upgrading for clients. Japanese homes, and it's really interesting. Some folks go from a traditional Japanese style and they want it to move it towards Western. Some people want to keep the Japanese feeling, but it's really interesting to look at the building practices. It's kind of interesting. The Irish homestead. Okay, these folks are probably 45-ish. Beck, Sam, Isabella, and Ewan, and they left the UK and bought a camper van, and they traveled across Europe. And then their kids said, "Hey, can we have a house now?" I guess their kids are early teens. So the parents said, "Okay, where do you want to live?" Because at the time they were still considered Europeans. They could move anywhere they wanted to. But the kids decided that they wanted to live a place where people spoke their language. So they decided to go to Ireland. So again, it's an old stone. There's 2 buildings which they will connect, and they turn it into a homestead. You know, there's a lot of homesteading going on these days. And typically what happens with those is the people, in addition to having the house that they're fixing, and they make large gardens where they grow a lot of food, and if it's in a good client, they have fruit trees, but they also get animals. So these people have several dogs, several cats. They've got donkeys, which they rescued. Who knew that there was a donkey rescue organization? They've got ducks. It's just really interesting, and again, they're doing all the work themselves, so it's fun to watch them move along. Rewilding Jude. Okay, I cannot tell you how much I love this little kid. He's maybe 30, 32. He is British, but for his career, he had moved to Scotland, and maybe 3 years ago, his parents both died. And it threw him for such a loop. So he's been grieving ever since. So he sold his business in Scotland, and he sold all of his parents' real estate back in the UK. And he's bought himself a farm in rural Scotland, and he's redoing it himself, having never had experience. And what's really interesting is most of those other ones, they're partners. There's 2 people. This dude is all alone. And he's just so sweet. And this year, this is really interesting. This year has been his first year, and YouTube is recognizing him. He's been invited to London as like one of the new up-and-coming YouTubers because people love his channel so much. So it's a really great show to watch. Tia Weston. Tia Weston, let's go to her playlist. Tia Weston bought a house in a small town. Stop it. She bought a house for $1 in a small town in North Dakota where her father lives. And she and her father have been renovating this house week by week for, I think, 52 weeks now. So she's gotten it done inside. The first floor, the main floor, she's gotten it done inside. She's gotten the backyard done. She's put a little deck on the front yard, on the front side. And then once it gets cooler, as it's starting to do already now in North Dakota, she's going to move back into the house and do the basement area. and she's already bought another house that she's going to flip next time. But this house she bought for $1. $1. So anyway, she's kind of interesting. So let's go back. What just happened? Okay, let's just look. I don't know how this happened. Return to Portugal with Joaquim Conde. Okay, the deal with Joaquim is he was born in Portugal on this land. This land belonged to his mother's parents, and he spent lots of time as a little kid in this stone house with his grandparents. Then his parents immigrated to North America, I can't remember, States or Canada. From age 5, he lived there speaking English, but he never lost his Portuguese. And now, for whatever reason, rat race or politics, I'm not sure, he decided he wanted to move back to Portugal to reclaim this land, which has fallen into disrepair. He was an engineer, I believe, because everything he does is very methodical and perfect. And his videos don't have a lot of talking. So it's really interesting to watch him bring his stuff back. Okay? Roaming Wild Rosie. This chick is Northern European Scandinavian, but she spent most of her career in London as an interior designer. She has mad CAD skills. And at about age, I'm gonna say 40, she decided, I don't wanna live this life anymore. So she took every dollar she had and she went to Sweden and she searched the whole of Sweden for a property to buy and renovate and live in. So she bought a summer home in Sweden, which basically means no insulation. And I think you and I all know that insulation is required in Sweden. So it's been about 3 years. She has the main house, and then she's got a little guest house, and then she's got some storage buildings, and her shower is outside in one of those storage buildings, and she shows us how she showers during the winter when all the snow is on the ground. So, and she's really interesting. She's taught herself Japanese woodworking. Just really interesting girl. And 3 years of fixing up this old property in Sweden. Really nice. Anton in Japan. Anton in Japan, again, Scandinavian kid, perfect English. I guess he started learning Japanese at a very early age. He lives in Japan. He started a business flipping Japanese houses. And he tries to remain true to the architecture of the Japanese houses that he flips. And he also shows us interesting things like shopping for wood in Japan and taking out your construction trash in Japan. And just the cultural differences, very interesting. Ask Pawpaw. Ask Pawpaw lives in Alabama or Arkansas, one of those A states. And a few years ago, he and his wife decided to downsize and built them. They bought one of those prefab storage units, which they then went in and created a tiny home. So now they're doing the same for their daughter, except she decided she didn't want one of those prefab houses. She wanted stick-built. So Pawpaw is one paycheck at a time. That's his deal. One paycheck at a time. he is building his daughter and his 5-year-old grandson a house to live in right next to their house. And he's building it stick built, one paycheck at a time. So like this week, he went to Home Depot. I think he uses Lowe's because I think he's got some sponsorship from Lowe's. But this week he went to Lowe's and he bought X number of bags of concrete and he poured one footing. And so little by little, he is building this house for his daughter. Just salt of the earth guy, really fun to listen to. So there you go, ask Papa. Y-I-D-I-Y. This kid, maybe 30. He lives in the South as well. Not really sure where. Thinking Tennessee, Georgia. Not really sure exactly. I think he started as a landlord. So he buys houses and rents them out. This house that he's currently working on, this $4,000 house, he bought for $4,000. He rented it out for a few years, I guess, to build up the cash to do the renovation. And now he's doing all the renovations himself. He has a real job. I think during the day, he works construction, and then nights and weekends, he works on his own properties. So I really like that this guy at such a young age is like building for his future. He's a really interesting kid. So take a look at him. Matt bangs wood. Yes, he did. He did meant to say that. He meant to say that. So he does a lot of really big, expensive homes, and that is not my vibe. But right now, he is working on an old house, which is the cheapest house in the neighborhood, which I believe is in a ski resort. So he's putting that together as like a vacation home for his family. And he's had to, the foundation was crumbling, so he's had to jack up the house and build new foundation, and he's done fun things inside. So, he's interesting to watch. Anna Lindgren is also Swedish, and she has a house in Sweden. She worked on this house for 3 years. You can watch just her compilation, I guess it would be called. I guess this one's an hour and 15 minutes, and you can watch it from beginning to end. Or if you scroll down pretty far, you can go into, she didn't, damn it. Oh, playlists, let's see. Playlists, you can watch the entire 43 videos of fixing up this house over 3 years. Again, it's really great to see, for me, as a female from the 70s, it's really great to see these women like showing what they can do. I love it. Let's see what else. Homesteading days. Oh, okay. This guy is Polish, and the work he does is in Poland. So one thing is the construction standards. That's one thing. Another thing is the types of trim they use. From their own traditions. He took an old house and let me see if I can find it. He took an old log cabin and he redid it one by one, video by video. And now he's working on this clay barn. I've never heard of a clay barn. I don't know if he means a brick barn or not really sure what that's all about. But clay barn renovation, off-grid cabin renovation, firewood shed. Really interesting to see Eastern European, and especially at the age of these things, pre-Soviet even, building standards. Anders Boysen, he's more like a homesteader. First, he built this tiny thing. I'm thinking this is 10 by 10. He built that from scratch. He lived in it for several years, you know, doing all the growing the food and living with the, you know, the solar. Several years he lived there. I guess now maybe he's got a girlfriend and she says, no, I'm not living in a 10 by 10. So he's building a bigger house now. Perfect English, interesting. Am I lonely? Living by myself in a tiny house, building my sofa, starting over. You know, interesting journeys these people go on. Let's see what else. Homemade home, is that? Homemade home. I haven't started watching this. This is a $9,000 house that they're working through, based on the foliage and the slopes of the land. I'm thinking Kentucky, West Virginia kind of area, and he's little by little working on a $9,000 house. So that's let's see, there's the playlist. Mortgage-free, cabin build, $9,000 house. Several. So he's got a tiny $12,000 house. So several different series you could watch of this guy. Oh, Project Portugal. Again, these are retired Brits. Moved to Portugal, I guess, to get out of the rain and cold. And they are doing homesteading. So, you know, they took an existing property, they renovated the existing structure. Now they're, you know, having gardening and having animals. And so currently they're working on this. They got ducks, which for ducks, it requires like a house and a pond, and their duck house they're calling Duckingham Palace, and I just think that that's so witty. So they're pretty interesting. Let's see what kind of playlists they have. Project Portugal 2025, Project Portugal 2024, 2021. I guess they took a couple of years off, so there, if you want to watch them. Another thing is, you say, why are you showing me all these British things? I can't understand what they're saying. But you can, and if you can't, they have subtitles. So, where are my, okay, Drew builds stuff. Drew builds stuff lives in Kitchener, Ontario. And he does build a lot of stuff. The thing that I watched mostly is this tiny house on wheels. He actually started with a custom built trailer because he wanted it wide enough or at the exact width that was legal to haul on Canadian roads, so that it would be much wider than normal. And this guy does everything upscale. All of these Tony, most tiny houses, they don't really go upscale, but this guy put in a frickin' $5,000 gas-powered incinerating toilet. uses really expensive finishes in this fabulous house. And then once it was done, he dragged it over to some property behind his parents' house, put a bunch of landscaping around so that they wouldn't see him, he wouldn't see them. He builds lots of other things too. I think he built maybe it's not on here. He built like a Taj Mahal for his dog. He built a camper, a pull-along camper for his snowmobile. Just an interesting kid, maybe 25 years old. Moa Boa, she also lives in Sweden. She's friends with Anna Lindgren. She bought this, which is an old schoolhouse. What do you think? 1, 2, you think maybe 4 or 5 classrooms in this old Swedish schoolhouse. So she is renovating this herself. Yay, girls. Piece by piece, she climbs up on this incredibly steeped roof and does roofing and shit. So I really like Moa Boa. Made by Mick. Mick lives in Utah. Mick lives in Utah, and remember when you were a kid, maybe if you're from a small town, you remember that sometimes the wife who didn't have a job outside the home got a little bored, or they needed a little money. So the husband would build a small little attachment onto the side of their house, and the lady would turn it into a hair salon. Well, basically, that's what this looks like to me. If you see here on the left of this brick structure, it looks to me like it was a hair salon. And his daughter was getting, she's 23, 24 years old. And she wanted to live on her own, but prices are so freaking expensive. So they went in and they, because her bedroom was right next to this structure, they made her an apartment which connects right into her bedroom that's inside the house. So it was really nice to watch him doing this. And he does all kinds of other, you don't want to watch, you want to go to playlist. Hacking a home for my daughter, 16 videos. Renovating a 100-year-old log cabin home. Again, this is in Utah, 21 videos. So interesting. Stories from the Cascina. And this is a large property in Italy. These folks, 40s, are Belgian and Dutch, and they moved here into Italy maybe 2 years ago. They've got 94 videos, and they are I'm not going to say they're engineers, but they are very, very particular. They want things done right, so they take their time. And then sometimes, they show us their family comes to visit, or sometimes they've had, I guess, people contact them from this here interweb shit and say, hey, can I come and spend a week and help you work on your project? So strangers will come and stay with them and do manual labor. So they're pretty interesting as well. They have cats and they have giant gardens. 99 projects. He lives in upstate New York. He found this house, which has been abandoned for 100 years. No one has lived in this structure for 100 years. Near his workshop. So he bought this house and he worked through rebuilding the house. He also, if you're a manly man, he also redoes machinery, which is not my vibe, but you do you. Let's see if there's anything else here. I think that's it. So there you have it. all of the house renovation you want right here on the interweb on YouTube. Don't watch HGTV. Branch out. Have a great day.